Hi guys. Okay, so if you chose pile number one, it should be the Castlevania adventure game, and we'll go based off of that. So pile number one. I really like these cards, by the way. They got some hollow thing going on, or rainbow thing, and I like it. Prismatic, I don't know what to call it. I've been playing a lot of Stardew Valley, so I end up calling it prismatic, and it's not, get back in there, silly. It's not exactly what it's called, but I always want to call rainbow prismatic shard ever since shard with a D, because it sounded like something else, but it's not. Anyways, as I'm shuffling, I just play a lot of Stardew Valley, so I might talk about video games a little bit here and there. So this pile made me think of Stardew Valley before we start. It also made me think of if there's a Battlestar Galactica game, I guess it popped in my head. I don't know if there is one or not. Maybe there's a mobile app for it. And one more game that pops in my head that might resonate. Mass Effect. That popped in my head too. So we'll just go with that for pile one. Anyways, so pile number one. What's something that your inner child needs to fulfill this year? You will see that we all do our readings differently, and I'm a hot mess when I shuffle, but it all works out at the end. Ooh, you're just jumping out to tell me something. Okay, give me one moment, please. I just like to shuffle your cards, and I do it a certain way. Make sure ain't no repeats or nothing. I guess it shuffles that way. Well, doggone. Okay. So, here's what we got. So, one card popped out, and I left it. And I'm just going to let it be. And I know my shuffling didn't make no sense, but every shuffle for every pile is going to be different. And so your first card that fell out was the Six of Cups. Your second card was the Ace of Swords. Your third card was the Page of Pentacles. Your fourth card was the Knight of Pentacles. And your fifth card was the Chariot. So immediate scenario, so there's going to be a few that pop up. So immediate scenario in my head that pops up is, if you ever liked romance when you were younger, something's telling me to read a good smut novel or something. If not smut, you know, if you liked Twilight, or if you liked any lovey-dovey movies, I don't think it would hurt you to start liking them again. I feel like this pile, some of y'all like to push away the thought of emotions and feelings, and I really don't think y'all should. Y'all should really embrace, and maybe that's what this child stuff is giving you. Like feeling butterflies for the first time. Like, instead of just thinking like, oh, that guy's hot. Remember we used to get butterflies? And let the crush build. Don't just jump into it so quickly, men and women. I feel like sometimes the moment y'all are, you know, if you're single, y'all like to jump right into it. Y'all like to be like, well, what's this? What's that? You'll creep on their page and do all this stuff. let it build, baby. Have a moment where you just sit there and you're like, oh, like just it this pile gives me daydream vibes. Give yourself a little daydream or two. Make a little love playlist, something that makes you feel in love again. Or I really want to encourage y'all. I don't know why this pops in my head, but like, even if it's just your friend for Valentine's Day, you know, do a little Valentine for a friend. Like, learn, it doesn't even have to be romance. Learn how to love your friends and show them affection, especially for my men. I know, like, you know, men, they like to roast each other and they have their own way of loving on each other. But like, maybe buy your homeboy a good something. Buy your homeboy something to eat. Go out and be just the boys. Have a 2 for $25 at Chili's. JK, I think they stopped that, but they better bring it back. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. I don't know. It's just giving me a lot of like, I think seeing the potential in something. And I think you miss that. I feel like you've given up on thinking of potential, or, you know, remembering the good things about having a crush or having a new beginning. It doesn't have to be about love or friendships. It could be about excitement in your life again. For some reason, like, you know, remember we used to, okay, and this for us little 90s kids, I know it's a little different for everybody nowadays, but like, remember we used to go to Toys R Us and it would just be so exciting just to look at the toys. I don't know, something tells me you need to go window shopping or just have a moment to yourself again. Like, we don't even window shop anymore. We just buy everything on Amazon and it ships to us, you know. And by the way, I'm wearing shorts. Anyways, just wanted to establish that because I know my thick thighs kind of cover everything up. Anyways, didn't mean to weird y'all out, but I just wanted to establish that I am fully clothed. I would never expose myself. Anyways, but you know, antique stores pop in my head because I remember growing up with my mom and dad. They loved going to antique stores. So we used to go to antique stores and they just go look around and stuff. You ain't got to spend a lot of money. Like nowadays, we always feel like when we go hang out with friends, you always got to spend money and do all this stuff. Better stop. Never mind. He don't care. He's going to keep playing with that. You hear anything going on in the background is him. I will say though, window shop, I don't know, just those little exciting things again. Go to an arcade by yourself. If you ever want to build some love to yourself, it's going and doing things on your own. You ain't got to have your friends to fill your inner child. You can do all this on your own. Shoot, take yourself to Chili's. You know, that seems enjoyable. But but this pile seems like my budget pile. Like, we're all trying to save money this year. So if you want to fill your inner child, you can do self-care and do lovey-dovey things for yourself. It ain't got to cost a dime. You know, I want you to start having faith in your imagination again. And I think that's what this pile wants to bring up. If I get on tangents, I'm sorry. But really, I just keep, you know, I think you got the adult aspect of yourself pretty handled. Because, I mean, the Chariot show me you're pretty balanced. I feel like this pile, you pay your bills when you're supposed to. You're not risking it too much. You might splurge on Shein, or you might buy a little too many add-ons for a video game here and there. But you usually got your head right. It's screwed on right. And you got the main things you need to pay for done. But, you know, this year's about saving money and filling your spirit, not just the material things, you know? And maybe that's what this pile needs to focus on. Any other random additional thoughts that y'all want to tell them, Spirit? Oh, and you'll figure out that my messages are very random. For my folks that like to overeat, you may want to attempt slowly changing your diet. And I'm not even talking about eating healthy or eating clean, none of that. I'm thinking more like maybe you need to eat something you haven't ate before. I don't know, just the curiosity of a child keeps, that energy keeps overflowing me. But this pile, I really just want you to focus on your thoughts. This is all intellectual and imagination involved. It can coincide. And I feel like you'll have better ideas, like especially if you're my folks that have a Twitch channel or your own YouTube channel or anything like that. This is the pile that's telling you to kind of go back into your inner child and do little things here and there, that like go to a public pool. And before you at me, I know we all don't like hanging out in public, but we used to go to public pools as kids, darn it. You might as well start it again this year. Don't be afraid to be seen in public by yourself. You're a treasure, and people aren't looking at you weird. They think you're beautiful. So stop fixating on the ego. Fixate on the spiritual things you get out of it. I know that was a random first pile, but y'all's is all in the brain, in the heart. Pile 2, Zelda game. I love Zelda. Zelda really, especially if you had it on Game Boy Advance, it is so good. I need to learn to be playing it on the Switch more. I haven't quite gotten there, but according to all my friends, it's really good. I guess I'm just old school, but that's all right. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay, so let's shuffle these cards up. This is a newer deck I have. It's the occult deck. So this one's got demons in it. But don't think demons like bad demons. I'd say more like just the representation. Like, it's kind of like a goth theme. We'll call it that. Or a darker theme. An occult theme, if you will. That's what I like to call it. I do like to think of our duality as good and evil. So I like to have that in all forms of spirituality in my tarot decks that I buy. So don't be weirded out that this is more occulty, this pile. It's not what it's about. I'm just saying the cards might look a little freaky to you, but that's not the point. Okay. Oh, y'all only got 4 cards, I guess. Oh, how wonderful. Y'all got the Ace of Swords too. Oh my goodness. Y'all have such a wonderful pile. We got the Star. I mean, well, it's going to say it really tiny up here, but I'm just telling you what the card is. The Star. We got the Ace of Swords. We got 6 of Pentacles. And we got the 10 of Cups. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. If this one ain't talking about children or inner child work, I don't know what is. Oh my goodness, I like that. How ironic that the scary pile has the nicest meanings in the cards. Okay. So the first statement that came into my head is facts, no printer. So I don't know if you already have children. This pile gives me the energy that you already have children. But with that being said, it's time to teach your children some old school games. So I know a lot of us use tablets and stuff like that, but for some reason, old school games keep coming to my head, like hopscotch or teaching your kids, dodgeball. Gosh, I wouldn't kill to throw a ball at a child's head. Just teaching them, just saying. Anyways, I don't condone violence, but I do condone dodgeball. Going on a hike. I'm thinking like going to Six Flags or King's Dominion. Events for children for church. Like, even if you're not religious, it wouldn't hurt for your kid to meet other kids at the church. You ain't gotta always go for religious reasons. Your kid might find their best friend there. You never know. But for some reason, this pile is like healing your inner child would be treating your child the way you wanted to be treated as a child. So I feel like with this pile, if you're an adult or if you're currently a teenager, maybe you didn't feel heard or you're currently not being heard. Your parents kind of shunned you from being a little unique. And so I had friends growing up where their parents wouldn't even let them watch anything because, we grew up pretty conservative. So I had some friends at church that couldn't even watch Harry Potter, but I got to watch Harry Potter and read it. Some people didn't get to watch anime because of violence, but my mom and daddy didn't really care. They let me watch anime, or you couldn't listen to certain music. Or anything. And I loved me some heavy metal and all of that. And, I feel like there's some things that you wish you could have done as a kid, and you probably had a conservative family. And so now you raise your kids a little differently. Or your family kept up with what you ate and stuff. Like, you really didn't get to have a fun snack during the summer. You're always sent to your room, or you're annoying your family too much. Which you weren't annoying. I'm just saying that's how the memories or energy pops in my head. And so in this pile, I have a feeling some of y'all already have a child for some reason. If you don't, then so be it. But just know if you do or decide, I think what would be healing is enjoying others' company and watching them be happy. And not watch, obviously participate, but you'll soon see that you'll figure out that being in the comfort of others really does help you heal. Because maybe you were an only child, or maybe you didn't have as many friends growing up, and so you've grown into this adult lifestyle where you live on your own, and and it's fine to have your own space and your own things, but it wouldn't hurt to have a really nice neighbor always say hi to you and know your name, or have a coworker that lives nearby and y'all can always go get a margarita after work or something. That's what my coworkers do, and they all seem really happy. So I feel like having company with you in this pile is really going to help. And if you already have friends, this is definitely a sign to make new friends. Not to say drop the old ones, but you're meant to have newer friends and engage in different perspectives, and just, platonically fall in love. It's the best feeling ever. Platonic love. I love it. So maybe that's what this is supposed to be. It's like, the friendships that you've always wanted, or the people you really want on your side. That's what you should be focusing on this year. And that will definitely come in fruition. Now, I'm not saying seek out others and don't put yourself first, but the right people will come at the right time when I don't want to say when you least expect it. I feel like this pile, you'll feel it. So if you start a new job this year, that person that helps you with the ropes at your job probably actually cares about you and about your well-being, and it wouldn't hurt to be friends with them. It never hurts to be friends with folks. Or if you have a daughter or a son, something's telling me to, instead of we always romanticize romantic trips to romantic weekends, but, take the kids out one weekend, go to Six Flags. Maybe the tickets are expensive, but, you can always go back out to the parking lot and eat and then go back in. And you could budget for those kind of things. Or if not that, you can always go to camping, and there's all kinds of stuff you can do for a weekend with your children. That way y'all aren't in the house and stuff, messing everything up. Clean the house before the weekend starts. And then when you come back home, everything's clean. And you just got to worry about getting them ready for school Monday, So I think this pile is pretty much in a nutshell just learning to involve others and, letting them help you if they want to help you. Because I feel like this pile, we tend to stick our emotions deep within and not really vent to anybody or nothing, but it wouldn't hurt to. Somebody loves you. I'm not saying nobody does right now. I'm not saying it like that, but I'm saying it I think you need reassurance that you are an amazing person and that people really do care about you. And they think really great things about you. They want you in their life. You ever have those friends that you totally live by forever and ever? I feel like that's the kind of friends you're going to make this year with the 10 of Cups, So I love you guys. This pile is really positive. I enjoyed it a lot. Spirit, is there any message, any other random message you'd like to tell them? Ooh, for some reason, if y'all aren't eating your greens like apples, spinach, and stuff like that, y'all need to go on and get on it. Your digestive system needs a little cleanse to start the year out. Maybe you ate a little too bad last year. It started out a little differently. They said you'll find some of your anxious thoughts and stuff. It's sometimes with this pile, you need to listen to your body. And sometimes you feeling anxious and stuff ain't even your emotions. Sometimes it's your body trying to tell you something. Bet you didn't think of that, did you? But yeah, sometimes they're feeling anxious, you know. Maybe you've been eating stuff that's making your heart act up, you know. So chill out on that or something. Don't eat when you're bored. This pile, me included, self-awareness. We eat when we're bored. That's why maybe this pile, they keep telling us to go out and be with friends. That way you're not thinking about, you know, indulging in things you don't need. So I hope your inner child listens to this, your inner self listens to this and really heeds this message, because I really feel, I have a really good feeling about this pile. I do. I feel like y'all are going to have a really fun year. I see a lot of short trips, places. If you like to travel big, travel big. I mean, you only live once. And if you're sad, you might as well be sad in a different country. Why would you want to be sad at home when you could be sad in Ireland? You know? Anywho. But yeah, that's all I got for this pile. I love you guys, okay? Oh my goodness gracious. Last but not least, my pile number 3, Pokemon Yellow. Whoop, whoop. Represent. Okay. So the other pile was the demon deck. This is the angel deck. So I thought that was pretty neat. Okay, pile number 3. What's something that your inner child needs to heal this year? Or something that you can do to help heal your inner child? Yeah, I don't shuffle all cute like all these other tarot readers, okay? I don't know how to operate with nails. I'm still figuring it out. See? Like, I do not shuffle pretty, but that's okay. That's all right. Okay. 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 So this one's 7. Oh, y'all got some really nice cards too. Oh my goodness. That's nice. Okay. So the first card we got the Knight of Cups. Second one, 10 of Pentacles. Third one, Page of Wands. Fourth one, we got the Moon. Fifth one, we got 2 of Cups. Sixth one, we got 8 of Pentacles. And the 7th one's the World. So your inner child's going to be fulfilled in quite a few ways in this pile. So, I feel like you've been stuck in a routine, especially since COVID. It's just been you might be a really routine person. I'm getting Virgo energy, Earth energy, or maybe you're you're, ooh, getting Scorpio, Virgo. I'm getting Taurus, Pisces. I don't know, I don't even think about astrology, but these are the signs that popped in my head just now. I guess those are just clarifiers, but if you're not in those signs, that's okay. I would like to say that with this pile, I feel like you tend to be a homebody, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with being a homebody. There's nothing wrong with it at all. I would suggest that this year, you're probably my only pile where I think you should plan like a cruise or something to go do, or like a good trip to well, I don't know about Mexico, not because of, us Mexicans. I'm talking about that girl that got killed by her friends there that were from here, America. That's what I'm talking about. Not, nothing wrong with Mexico itself. Just be worried about who you're traveling with. I don't know why that message came up, but maybe you should keep that in mind. Maybe this trip should be you and your significant other, or something's telling me too, like you may be the company that you like to travel by yourself. And that's okay too. You may want to take a little trip by yourself, have your eat, pray, love moment, So the places that are popping in my head you should go to are Arizona, Washington, Canada, for some reason, what's that place called? I can't even think of it. Hold on. New Zealand, if you can afford it. That's an expensive ticket. Or, that's all I can think of. Just them 4 places. But something's telling me you need to get out of the state. You need to experience something new. You need to enlighten your change your routine. Even you're self-aware that you're tired of your routine. The routine feels good. We like that OCD moment where we can just be in control of our surroundings and everything that goes on. But part of our inner child still is curious about the world. We still want to feel things. We still want to see things. We still want to embrace different people. Even if it's not something that we're used to, we really want. We just really want, we want to feel something different. Maybe you get this pile. I feel like you get numb sometimes. And that's okay. That's part of mental health. We get pretty numb, But I really do think we could use a little bit of a push and go on somewhere and try something new. I went to Sedona one year and I really enjoyed it. Everybody was so nice there. The lady that I got a reading from was great. The other lady that helped me, she balanced my chakras and did some frequency noises to help with that. They were both fabulous. I can definitely give you their information if you ever want it. But, something's telling me you need to have a trip for yourself. And it's got to be for you. It can't be your friend doing it. It's got to be something you plan. And you like to plan early, what it's showing right here. So, plan this for the end of the year. That way you have something to look forward to. And you can plan for it, save up for it. And I really think y'all could use some getting out of the state or the country for a little bit. Or even just a 3-hour drive somewhere. Just have a weekend, a week to yourself. Somewhere else, not at home. Because I know we already spent all of our days off at home. All right? We get that. It's 2023. We got to do something a little different. Don't be afraid of a push. Part of healing your inner child, or when we were kids, is being rambunctious and, going out and doing something with our friends we didn't do before. And then we were like, we're not going to tell mom or dad, our moms or dads about it, Ain't nothing wrong with being, teetering in between, having a little too much fun and keeping it tamed. But just something about this pile, I just feel like you watched your parents make mistakes and it affected you because you didn't want to be like that. So maybe you're self-aware that you have habits from your family, habits from other experiences, habits or behaviors that you have from your experiences in life where it's kind of kept you in the home, because if you know you're by yourself, you can't hurt nobody, or nobody can hurt you if you're on your own. And you know that's not how love works. Yes, you love yourself and protect yourself to an extent, but how much is it really just fear rather than self-love? And I think sometimes we confuse, at least this pile, we confuse the two. I want you to love yourself, and part of loving yourself is encouraging yourself to do different things, even if it puts a little fear in you. So this inner child works like overcoming fear. What pops in my head is like when we were kids, we go to a haunted house around Halloween, or the Goonies, Peter Pan. Like, you need an adventure, a goal at the end, a journey to go with. It ain't gotta be nothing crazy. It could be going to a parade in a town or in a place 3 hours from where you live, or instead of having, like for me, last year I went to Ireland and we spent St. Patrick's Day in Ireland. And I mean, not a lot of people can really say that. I mean, obviously if you live there it's different, but not a lot of people can say that, you know, at least in America, we always just wear green on that day. But then when we go to Ireland, it's a whole different environment and a whole different thing. So I don't think you should be holding yourself captive anymore. I think it's time you really, and you can build it. You ain't got to, rush it in there and force yourself to do this, but you need to do it at least. You need to push, and whether you want to or not this year, you're going to have some kind of push from a family member or somebody or a friend. They're going to nudge you to go do something, and then y'all will plan a trip, but it's got to be your idea. So this pile, I get the feeling that you like to pick up overtime, you like to work a lot, and that's okay, but you got all that PTO, you got to use it. Can't die and not use your PTO. So, Spirit, is there any other random message you'd like to tell this pile? I don't know why Spirit keeps telling all these piles about our eating habits. Stop snacking in the bed. And it seems like you got trouble sleeping. It's because you keep doing everything in the bed. You eat in bed. You do activities in the bed. You have to train your brain that when you get into the bed, it's time to sleep. So if you're playing video games all the time in bed, move it on to the living room and play video games. Or if you like to eat, at least eat on the floor. Just train your, on the floor by your bed. Just train your brain to stop doing everything in the bed, because now you're staying up. You've gotten used to your bed. You haven't created signals in your brain to let your body know it's time to get some rest. Because I feel like you're not getting the deep sleep that you need. You've just been operating on cat naps, and we can't do that. So, well, I love you, babies. That's all I got for pile 3. And if you guys enjoyed it, feel free to let me know how it resonated below. I love you guys. And as a collective, I do want to do a couple angel cards for the collective. Ooh, silly me. We'll do one more card for the collective. So, what's the collective need to hear right now? Well, dang. That one came out. How many more? Okay, 3 more cards. 1, 2. Ooh, this one flipped. Ha. Okay, so we got patience, peace, crystal clear intentions, and then we got you know what to do. I bet your brains were going, your brain was thinking while we were, you know, doing all these card readings and stuff. You know, don't rush it. Be patient with your goals this year. It's only January. When we're lazy, everything goes but the blink of an eye. So just keep on pushing, okay? Crystal clear intentions. You need to be crystal clear about what you want this year. That's how you manifest. You can't just be like, well, I hope it works out. No, it's got to work out. You ain't got no choice but for it to work out. And you know what to do. Once you start, you know, manifesting, you can't just be sitting there and hoping for the best. Once you manifest, you throw the idea out there into the planet, to the world, and let it do its thug dizzle. You just go on and start taking the steps. So you want to go to school? Okay. Make an account with the college. Start making plans. Okay, you want to have a weekend trip. Your birthday's 6 months from now. Plan that trip. Get the hotel. Get the hotel, then the tickets, or whatever works for you. And having peace. When you have peace throughout all this, it's not going to feel like a burden. It's going to excite you. It's going to make you feel good. Don't rush the love and inner child healing that you deserve this year. Okay? I love you, sugar babies. I'll see you guys later, okay? Bye.